You know, I was beginning to wonder if he was going to stop. Looks like he finally came to a stop. How's it going, folks? We got Carl, Gerald, Zane. Welcome. I'm trying to finish up my lunch. Time kind of got away from me today. I was finishing up some Space Engineers stuff. And scheduled this for 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock Central here. And I suddenly realized I had 10 minutes and I hadn't eaten lunch yet. So we're going to be running trains and eating chili mac. Had some leftover chili. My son made some mac and cheese, so I combined the two for some chili mac. But anywho, if you have been following the series on YouTube, this is the same Fedora Railroad. And we are on day 35, I think, because this report yesterday would have been day 34. So I think we're on day 35. And I've amped up stuff a little bit. We have a new milestone. I'm going to plan to expand the rest of the railroad and just do passenger service over the whole railroad. That's the next goal. And then I think this season will draw to a close. So we've got, I think, 3 different stages. Yeah, phase 1 of 3 for the Fontana Lake Bridge. And then I also turned up the sawmill to tier 5, I believe. Yeah, tier 5. Oops. So we have a ton of cars. And I spent about an hour making up trains down in Silva. And got this guy put together. And he needs to pull up a little more. We've got, you can see all these cars here for Whittier Sawmill. We're dropping those off here. And I think there's one for Stenzel. Yeah, there's one for Stenzel on the back there. So we need to pull up 2, 4, 6, 8. We need to pull up about 12 or 14 more cars. So let's have him pull up to about here. And we'll see where we're at. We're going to set that to 10. We don't want him going too fast. So it's bright and early. I've got the interchange time set to 4 a.m. just so I have enough time to try to get everything done on the railroad. And we're just going to be running the railroad here. We've got this freight coming through. We've got a bunch of local switching to do. You can see we've got a bunch of stuff over here. So, yeah, we're just going to be working the railroad. That's the plan for today. Let him get moved up, and I'm going to grab a little more chili mac. Hey, ZFG Company, welcome. No mods, Carl. All right, back from the chili mac. So we're going to cut off these cars here, set a couple handbrakes. And you can see we got one drop off at Bryson. And then the rest is Fontana Bridge Site, and then Robinson Gap Coal and Appalachia. So I'm going to send that on down the line. And to do that, I'm going to grab this. I'm going to bop over to the Bryson local. And we want this train to come in. We're going to have him come in on this track. And we'll have him stop about here. And we should be able to drop off that car. We'll bump that back up to 35. I used to always run my freights at 30, but this defaults to 35, so I've kind of gone to 35 for the default. All right, he'll be heading out. Make sure we got unhooked like we should be. And we did. Bryson on the rear. Okay, he can head on out. And I think we'll just start working here in East Whittier. I need to keep an eye on the clock. I like to send the passenger train out around 6 o'clock. Keep an eye on that. So we're going to switch over to number 3 here. Take his handbrake off. And how's he doing? Looks like we filled him up, so he is good. I will have to wait for this train to pass. And I think the AI will do that. How are we doing on logs? Whittier Sawmill. Yeah, we need to get... Oops. I still try to hit escape to close the window. It doesn't work. So we're going to grab the logs. I've also made some changes to how we do the logs. These are L2. The other cut of cars is kind of split between L1 and L3. And then down in Silva, which I forgot to tack on here, is some more log cars. And I completely forgot to bring those up with today's train. Oops. All right, he's making his way down. I could almost use another loco here in East Whittier, but at the same time, it's kind of a waste. Speaking of, how are we doing over here? We have 5 tons of coal left in that. There's not much of a bunker here. I think it holds a ton. The conveyor holds 2 tons, it looks like. So, a little bit of a buffer, but not much. So we're going to send him up the log branch. And then while he's doing that, I'll check and see how we're doing with the other cars. And it is a little dark because it's early morning. Pop into this loco. Turn my lantern on. Doesn't help on the outside, though. Okay, we'll get those 2 released. Hook you up, and then we need to send these guys on up to L2. So let's bring up the map. And we'll bring him up to 30, and then we'll set that waypoint. 2.8 miles. It's kind of neat now with the waypoint mode. It tells you how far they're going. I've had some that are like 8 miles. Pretty cool. All right, so he's going to do his thing. We might bop down to Silva. See what needs done down there. So let me check in. And I've colored the cars for like where they go, just to kind of tell them apart visually. So what I did is this spur only holds 5 cars. So I've got these 5 cars now that go to L1, and the rest are up at L3, and I've got more cars coming. So we can fill up this L3 track. Actually, I need to color those different. I haven't changed their color yet. So lots of logs. waiting in the wings. So we're going to turn... Well, let's check in on him real quick. Yeah, he should be good. So we're going to bop back down to Silva area. And we got some switching to do down here. Don't remember if it was in the last video, but I have bought another of these SW1s. So a lot of times these guys run in a pair, because what I found is bringing back the big heavy coal and copper train, I wasn't able to move it from Dillsboro down to Silva with just one of these. And then same with the big delivery in the morning. There's just a lot of cars, so these guys are usually doubled up. All right, let's get the handbrake off of you. And what are we doing here? We have a locust pin. We've got a couple cars for locust pin. So we need to run around and then pull this car out. All right. So we need to leave these guys here. Then what's cool is we can just tell this guy, okay, go run around and hook onto the back of the train. And it'll do that. I'm going to lock onto him. I'm going to scarf some more lunch here real quick. You know, something I forgot to mention at the start of the stream, but there's actually more people here now. I did change to, I think it's low latency mode on the stream. So there's not as much of a stream delay now between what you see and what's actually happening. The downside is the video quality might be lower. So let me know if that's a problem, if you notice any difference in the audio or video quality. I'm curious what the end user experience is. But I do see your messages, and then I respond, and then you get that much quicker. There's a lot less delay. It's more like 2 or 3 seconds instead of 20 or 30. All right, lunch is complete. Thanks for bearing with me. So these two cars are going in the siding, so actually I told him to go to the wrong spot. Need you to hook onto these cars. Well, actually, you could do it either way. I'm confusing the heck out of this poor AI. Yeah, let's do it this way. That way, I think it'll be one less move if we do it this way, actually. So we can hook these 3 cars together and then pop this guy out here and then just shove all 3 back in. I started second guessing myself. Crazy Daisy, how's it going? You have a handbrake on, which is good. You do not. I have both of these guys in. Got in. Let's see. Yeah, I do. I could actually just be using one, but we'll burn a little more fuel. So now we'll hook onto this cut. This guy is headed to Silva, so we'll pop him here on the back. This is going to Dillsboro Freight House. Oh, that's right there. That'll work. Got a little bit of shuffling to do. We'll have to pull the tanker out. Railroader, Crazy Daisy? Yeah, it's really good. It's only gotten better. They've done an awesome job. Okay, come out and hook onto those guys. Number 3 is almost up to the log area. So we're going to be bouncing back and forth between a lot of different locals. This guy is hauling butt. He's already almost to Bryson. Those 2 Jeep 9s up front. No hesitation. Are the sounds better? Yeah, I don't really remember what they were like at release. I think they did improve the steam sound especially. Alright, there we go. Now you are locust spin, locust spin. Yeah, alright, so we need these 3 right here. And you guys go back in here. What I liked about it is, well, I was lucky enough to get pre-release access. And as soon as I fired it up, like just the core gameplay and everything, it was just worked. It was smooth. You know, there was a lot of quality of life. It just worked. And then they've just built on top of that with more and more better stuff. And this new waypoint mode is the bee's knees. It is awesome. Yes, I said bee's knees. I'm old. The 1950s called, and they want their phrase back. Alright, you are good. That'll do. Okay, back out over here. We're going to wear this track out over here. Yeah, the automated switching is a huge time saver if you're trying to run the railroad by yourself. Speaking of, how are we doing over here? Alright, we need to head up to number 3 here and get him dealt with. So, doink. While he's hooking up, I'm going to bop over here. And I learned my lesson. We need to set lots of handbrakes. I'm going to set 3. So the log cars don't drift back down to the railroad. And then we can grab... These guys are ready to go, so let's grab them. I'm going to set him to 20 since he's up here running around in the logging area. So we'll let him do his thing. These guys are now hooked up. And that R key is super handy too. You just hit R, pick which loco you want. Okay, get her laced up, knock off that handbrake. Yeah, I haven't played the new Railroads Online beta, but I heard it was still the same old buggy mess. No surprise there. At least they're adding some quality of life stuff. That's the most frustrating thing about Railroads Online, or one of the most frustrating things, is like it could be so good if they could just code better. Easy there, Speed Racer. I'll knock you down to 10 if you're going to get all speedy on me. Alright, so this guy needs to go up here. So we got to pull this tanker out. We got to do the shuffle here. Lace you up, knock off the handbrake, set you out over here. What's number 3 doing? Number 3 is making its way down. Hey Gerald, signals I'm not sure. I mostly run in ABS mode, so it seems to work fine if there's just one train involved, right? But the waypoints don't handle like meets at all, so that's very much a manual process. I haven't tried it with CTC. I assume they would just obey if it's in CTC mode, but I haven't tested that. Okay, both of these, or no, just one of these. One of these goes up here, right? Yep, right in here anywhere. This track is actually 2 industries. There's just no buildings here yet. So we've got Dillsboro Fuel, and then we've got Dillsboro Freight House, but neither one of those industries is modeled yet. They'll be adding more buildings and stuff. Little sun's coming up. Looks like it might be a hot day. I don't think they have a concept of time of year, do they? It's just day. Yeah, it's just day 35. There's a lot of horn going on here. We're next to this grade crossing. And also, I've already begun prepping for Season 2. I've got plans. If you weren't here at the beginning of the stream, Season 1, we're going to expand out to the other end of the railroad. So we have the whole thing unlocked. And I'll just be running passenger service. I'm not going to do any more freight down here. I just don't have the time. That's the plan. We're going to open up the rest of the railroad for Season 1. And then once that's going and we're running passenger service, that'll be the conclusion of Season 1. And then, like I said, I've got plans for Season 2. Something a little different. Stick a handbrake on that guy. But don't make you guys dizzy. I do a lot of flying around. Alright, we'll let him do his thing, and we're going to bop back up to number 3. Tree, you're in my way. Alright, I'll switch over to this side. So we release and release. Then I need to set these cars over here, and they've got a nice little runaround track here. It's the nice thing about it being based on a real location is the track makes sense. Knock you back down to 15. You're just kind of switching. So we'll be running around those logs, and then we'll head down to L1 to grab that cut, and then head back down to East Whittier. It's the plan for that loco. Get a little steam action here before we switch back to diesel. Hundred 92 tons. I didn't look to see what the engine and tender was. You'd imagine that's some big old heavy logs. So if I go inspect on that, 38 tons per car. And yeah, that'll do actually. We just need you on the runaround track. And brakes on. I'm going to go ahead and tell you to run around, and we'll check back in on Mr. Diesel. Run around there if you would, please. Back down to here. You have grabbed the car. Got to keep track of what I'm doing. And our guy is probably waiting on us in Bryson. We need to get that taken care of. Okay, you need to go anywhere right in here, so let's just set a point right there. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Yeah, he's setting up in Bryson. Let's go check in on the road freight. Back at the train. I hit the right key. Uh-oh. No! The AI outsmarted me. He's like, oh, you want me to go there? Okay. I'll just do this. All right. You win, AI. That's okay. So it's the very end boxcar, so I'm going to tell him to stick it right here. And we're going to limit you to 15. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, he's just like, oh, okay, we'll take the main line as far as we can. Zero winter, welcome. But the nice thing with the waypoints, I can just say, hey, put the end of the train here, and he'll go do it. 1200 arrived at waypoint. All right. Back down to this guy. Handbrake, cutter loose. Now we just got a Silva. We are really close to here, so I have... Here's the cars I forgot to take. I was going to take these up to East Whittier, and I completely forgot to tack them on the back of the morning train. We don't have anything else here. What else do we have for switching down here? Got a cruise. I'm already on Silva Local. Got nothing on the switch list. Get something at Dillsboro. Fuel. That's the car I have, right? Yep. We could run up to Barker's. I think I've got pulpwood cars that are full up there. While we're up this way. Yeah, let's run up to Barker's and grab this pulpwood. Although, we should check here and see if these are empty. There's a lot going on. About all my little pea brain can do to keep up with it. These guys are almost empty. Just not quite the right time of day. All right. Where's the closest? Yeah, Silva. Let's run over to Silva Station and see if there's any freight. Reactive freight waybills. Yeah, it's just the tannery. All right, so that is basically all the Silva local stuff we have. So let's bring the switcheroos back down to here, and the Silva car is going to be on the upstream side. So let's bring them back here. You're fine to go full speed. I was scrolling when he whistled. It made it a little funny. And I'll see. He should, I think, throw this guy. One thing it tries to do is put the switches back the way it found it. But since we were doing so much switching there... Nope, it did. Alright, cool. Okay, that is Silva taken care of, so... That's good. Let's check in on number 3. He has ran around these log cars. Beautiful. Lace up some air hoses. Knock off the handbrakes. And head on down to L1. Whee! You come right down there, sir. And I don't know what the track limit is, so I'll put you on 25. It's like up there at least it's 20. We can enjoy some Steam action for you Steam fans. In a little bit, the Bryson Loco should be done with his movement. Just look at that haze. Some good stuff right there. Let's get that tree framed. Get some F12s. Y'all know how much I love my F12s. So if you noticed, I've also purchased some more bulk flatheads for the pulpwood. I might try to get the Silva paper going. But for pulpwood, I'd have to come up to Connolly. A lot more switching involved. And a lot more me remembering to put cars on the right trains. Like I totally forgot to bring those new empties up here to East Whittier. I could make a run with one of the diesels down there, or even the big 5000. That'd be a waste of horsepower and coal and water. Or I could just wait until tomorrow, try to remember to bring them up. I think we can keep the sawmill happy with the cars we have for at least a day. But I think we're going to need those extras to keep up at tier 5. Alright, he's doing his thing. Let's check in with the big boys. He has stopped. That's a good sign. Hey, there we go. We got the boxcar where we want it. Alright, you are clear to head on out to Appalachia Junction. And then I think the cars go out here. Is that Fontana Bridge site? I assume it is. That's where the railroad ends. Yeah, they're going to come out here. So we need to push them out here. So we're going to need them on the nose of whatever we run out here. Come on, Chunk. Load in. Their chunk loading is still a little slow, but at least it mostly works every time now. That's a cool trestle to try to catch the train going across there. Yeah, that's the siding. The fairway's down there. There's Appalachia Junction, finally. Let's see. So we've got Robinson Gap coal. We need to... pull in here and then shove that up to Robinson Gap. So I'm going to need him to come over to at least here, and then we'll kind of sort it out. Cranking back up to 35. Heading on out. Oh, he's slowing down. Does he have a signal? Oh, he does have a signal. Is that just because you're on the siding? Or is there... I don't see anything up here stopping you from going that direction. So I guess he won't throw this switch because he's coming out on the main, maybe? I'll throw it for him. He obviously threw the switch to come off the main. We'll let him through. Okay, we need to check in with Appalachia, which is number 5. Because I know we've got some cars that need to head up to the interchange. We need to get the passenger train rebuilt. I was losing a little bit of reputation. And it's because my passenger coaches were down to like 92% condition. So overnight I put them on the repair tracks and got them repaired. So we don't lose passenger rating. Hey, inmates, I'm just in ABS mode. So I think he will... I think the way it works is he will come off the main, but not onto the main. We need to get that reassembled, but not right this second. Let's go ahead and switch crews. And then let's check in on our switch list. That should all be... I'm pretty sure that's all just the mines. Let's take a sweep through the industries here. These industries take a long time to process, like weeks, which I guess is fine. All right, number 5, let me knock off your break. And how you doing on coal and water? You're doing great. So I need to send you... Actually, did you get turned around? Yeah, but that's fine. We want you going that way when we head out anyway. We could just let gravity bring these down. That's the other option. Let's have him come up and get these. Switch him to waypoint mode. Yeah, we'll leave it full speed. Well, let's leave it at 30. I'm pretty sure the track speed's going to limit him to 20 and 25. So those cars are ready. Pop over to the hill to the other mine. Yeah, we got, oops. I'm still not a big fan of the external camera controls. Gotta cut of 4 cars. And you still have plenty of tools. These I'm gonna ride down. So I'm gonna teleport myself up here. I'm gonna hop on this car. I'm going to select it. And we're gonna knock off handbrakes. Probably need to bleed all these guys. Oh, I thought I released you. I didn't have that one handbrake off. Yeah, it is a really neat game, mate. I agree. I think they've done an awesome job so far. This new waypoint mode, I'm a big fan of that. We use the old gravity switcher. We'll put a handbrake back on. Just to kind of keep our speed under control. Might need 2 handbrakes. Maybe even 3. It's a lot of weight. Yeah, it's on the, there's a beta, like, test branch in, mate. For the waypoint stuff. I've been running that for a couple, 3 weeks. You can find instructions on that on the Steam discussions. It's very important to back up your saves before you opt into any kind of beta on Steam. Alright, I heard 5 arrive at his waypoint. Matthew Johnson, hello. The new right-click menu is super handy. You can also just click on the control itself. Whee! Alright, that's already set, actually. 5 is hooked onto these guys. Oh, we want to... No! Forgot we want this guys on the branch line. Ow! Oh, well. We'll see where that ends up with gravity. It's easy to get all twisted around and forget which way your loco's going. At least for me. Let's see, we need to come up here to number 5. We just blew all the air out the back of the train. Awesome. It's all falling apart. This is where it all goes sideways. All right, let's limit you to 15 coming down the hill here. What's up, Darkwind? Ah, so close. Oh well. All right, we'll throw on the handbrake. Oh, it doesn't see the car there. Interesting. All right, well, come down here. Woo, that's steep. Rule number 1 of any game, don't listen to Darkwind. Unless Darkwind is telling you important stuff you forgot about. Then it's okay. It says approaching, but hasn't come around the bend yet. There it is. Brakes are squealing, so I assume that means it's going to stop. Well, that'll work. I actually wanted you to couple onto there. So thanks for not stopping in time, I guess. We're going to need to close this guy. Come here. Oh, the angle's being all weird. All right, I'm going to switch this to manual mode. Push these guys back up on the track so we can roll them in behind us. Yeah, I do occasionally drive the locomotive myself. Apparently had that door open. That'll do. Won't take much to get going back downhill. All right, we're going to pull up here. We'll roll these cars. Hopefully that's far enough up that grade they'll roll far enough. I guess we'll find out. Stop. There. Okay. Full logo break. Did I forget something? Why are these not stopping? It's got air in the brake cylinder. That was fun. Okay, let's throw the switch. And then we will release the handbrake. And we'll see if this will roll far enough. Oh, he got a restricting. Need to check in on that guy. Oh, he already made it to Larka Junction. All in butt. Push. Push. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Crap. So close, chat. So close. It is pretty heavy, Dave. I think we'll just grab this and we'll just take him down there like that. We can run around. We can run around down in the yard. There, go grab those. I need to check in on my other guy. Who is... Whoa! Yeah, he is just pulling in. Really need, so we can judge this. It's going to be about right. So we're off the main. That's the main thing right now. No pun intended. 2, 3, 4. We can come up with another 4 cars. Yeah, that's fine. I guessed about right. So that is all good. We can let him come to a stop, and we'll deal with him in just a minute. Staring at the ground. How's things out Idaho way, Dave? Hope you and the family are all well. Dang. That was a hard couple there, Al. What's going on? Is Al in a mood today? Okay, I need you to bring those cars down here and stick on that. Oh, it reset to 35. That's part of the problem. Okay, we got a lot going on. While he's doing that, let's get this passenger train reassembled. So we need to go up here to number 1. Pride of the fleet. And we need to refuel you before we send you out. Need to remember that. Which of these do I need to hook onto? I need to hook onto this cut first. Set you to waypoint mode. Go couple onto that. Trying to get the house built and kid activities and work. Yep. About the same, except we're not building a house. We did that 10 years ago. Got it out of the way. And the great state of Missouri is doing all right. Handbrake on that guy. Just need to sneak in here. Hook that up. Here we go. So if you haven't seen the waypoint mode, that's what I was talking about. It's on the beta. There's like a beta test branch for Railroader, and they've redone all the AI. So there's automatic engineer AE, road and yard are pretty much the same, and then there's a new waypoint mode. Now waypoint mode, you can use this button to choose a waypoint, or just Control G. And you tell it where to go, and then it just figures it out. So I just told this guy, if you turn on tab, you'll see little indicators. Like there's the red stop point. I told him to come couple to this car. So he figures out, oh, I need to go this way. Then you go through that switch and then stop and then throw that switch and then come back. It's really, really darn cool. Oh, that reminds me, Dave. I was gonna ask about ads. I was running an experiment with this stream. I did the default ad settings, I usually don't monetize the streams. I was doing an experiment. So that's good to know that they're being kind of a pain in the butt. Can I turn that off while we're streaming? Stream settings. What if I hit this button? Monetization off. Let me know if that stops the ads. I turned them off in the settings. No, that's good feedback, Dave, because like I said, I usually don't monetize the streams, but I was going to do an experiment and see how obnoxious they are. It sounds like they're obnoxious, so I'll leave those off. Thanks for the feedback. Okay, we are coupled on to here. We got one handbrake we need to knock off. That guy up. Now we've got our whole passenger train. So the whole passenger train can come back. I need to come back to about here because I need to clear the switch so I can go refuel. So I'm going to tell number one here to come back to here. And then he will go do the needful. And then we're going to go back to number 5, who has now arrived down here. So let's hook that up. Ooh. Oh. 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 Al? What is your deal, buddy? Al is, he's in a mood today. He just totally ran this flat car right off the railroad. And smashed the crap out of it. Well, that's too bad. I wonder if it's because I have the brakes set on low. And the AI just can't deal with that much weight. I probably need to set him slower when he's moving this much weight. So, yeah, that's a problem. All right, let's go to manual. And let's back up a bit. Yeah, YouTube Premium. I've got YouTube Premium. When I watch videos, I don't want to deal with ads. But if it's showing them every 3 to 5 minutes, that's ridiculous. So I'll just turn that crap off. This is just a hobby. It's not worth aggravating everybody. Okay, we got that backed up a bit. Number 1 is doing his thing. Actually, while we're doing this, let's go over this guy. I need to do several things. Let's get him unhooked, and then I want him to come up here to the refuel point. So come up here. And on all these passenger cars, I need to say, you need to go load people for all these places. This is going to be fun when we have the whole railroad unlocked, and then copy to coupled. Let them start loading up. There's not quite a full train load yet, but there's some people waiting. Get them loaded up, excuse me, and then we got to deal with this. All right, let's get back on number 5. We're in manual mode. If I remember right, we just hit Shift R on these? Yeah, just Shift R. That back on the rails. Okay, Al, I'm going to give you another chance here, buddy. But I'm going to restrict you to 5 miles an hour. I want to say couple to this car. Yeah, I agree, X-Ray. It's worth the money for me just to not have to deal with ads. Oh, I coupled both of them. That's exactly what I wanted to have happen. Neat. Okay, now that we destroyed a flat car, let's back up a bit. Let me hop back in this train. I'm going to head over to the passenger side. And then I'm going to tell him, I want you to come around to this side and hook onto this end of the train. And I'll let you go 10 miles an hour. On a trial basis, Al. So if you haven't watched this series or these streams before, and you hear me talking to Al, that's Albert Inman. He's Mr. AI. He's the AI engineer. He has a name. In my head, he has a name. All right, let's go back to manual mode on this guy. And we're going to need to ease forward a bit. That lowered. Perfect. She's a thirsty girl. Let her fill up with water. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. And we're about a fourth full on the lounge car, filled up almost all the way up. We'll see how Al does here. Oh, you have an ad blocker? It makes YouTube think you saw the ad? Well, maybe. I don't know. There's all kinds of trickery involved there. Did the ad stop? Anybody that was seeing ads? Have you seen an ad in the last 10 minutes or so? I turned it off about 7 minutes ago. 6, 7 minutes ago. So let me know if you continue to see ads. I'm curious if that turned it off or if I have to, or if that'll just take effect like the next stream. You haven't seen any ads yet? All right. Thanks, Dave. Let me know if you do. I think I turned them off. I mean, I turned them off in the settings. I just don't know if it takes effect immediately on the live stream. Al, you need to slow down, buddy. Oh, that's a little bit of a hard couple. And I'm pretty sure that's because in settings, features, I've got braking force set to low. Because that used to be, I think, be the default. I'm wondering if I need to bump that up, because it seems like the AI is not able to brake as much, but I'm going to try running him slower with heavy trains and see if we can overcome it that way. All right, I think this is everything that needs to head up to the junction. But of course the junction is blocked right now, but we can have him go most of the way to the junction. Let's have him come up here to the siding at Cochrane, at least. So, number 5, come up here, and you're welcome to go. We'll restrict it to 25. $574 tons. You should be able to handle that, no problem. All right, as he leaves, back over to number 1. We are all over the place. Busy, busy railroad. And we need to get up here and get some coal. I think we need about a half a load of coal. How are we doing over here? We got 70 ton left in the tower. Brian Jensen. Ahoy there. Okay, he's filling with coal. 5's headed up. Let's check in with the diesels. We need to get them headed up to the mine. Whee! Alright, so we have Robinson Gap coal all the way back to here. So let's get about 4 handbrakes on, just to make sure this doesn't go anywhere. Pull the pin there. And then this, it gets a little tricky with the AI around Ys. So I'm going to explicitly tell him to go here. Also, you're going slow right now. It won't always do what you want if there's like multiple ways to get there around a Y. Let's make sure, yeah, Appalachia, and then we got that guy. Okay, so he should be out of the way by the time number 5 gets up here, so I'm going to pop back over to number 5. I'm going to tell number 5 to come in this track right here. But he's 3 miles away. So should be clear by the time he gets up here. Now he's backing into the Y. And I'm going to see if he'll throw that switch. I don't know if he will. But he needs to come all the way up here to the coal mine. So I'm going to tell him to come up here. And I can actually get rid of these flares, I think. Or fusies. They've been there a long time. Bunch of coal ready to come back out. See, while I'm up here, I know we're flying all over the place. Hang on, everybody. We have, yeah, we're getting low on mining supplies. So there'll probably be a car tomorrow of mining supplies. All right, he's going to head on up to the coal mine. We might use number 5 to place the Fontana Bridge cars. Okay, he's not going to do the signal. But I can tell him to pass the signal. Then he'll throw the switch. Okay, cool. Lots to do. So this is what I'm typically doing, like, between episodes, right, of the series. Because I don't want to show this every day as a video. I'll just work the railroad, and then if there's something interesting, I'll make an episode out of it. But it's fun to stream this as well. People enjoy it. It's fun to talk to people while you're working the railroad. We have a lot of new textures. Relatively new anyway. So these used to just be empty back when I was building out the railroad. We have gravel texture now. Very cool. These are going to Appalachia. They're empty. We got concrete sacks. Lots of concrete. Lots of concrete. Even more concrete. And then a whole bunch of gravel. So I guess step 1 is building the bridge piers, maybe? Oh, is it the same, Brian? I guess that makes sense. All right, he is headed on up, and he threw the switch back behind him. Very cool. So, how far away is number 5? Number 5 is almost to Cochrane, so he's getting up here. So, other than getting the passenger train going, which we're gonna have to wait till we get this stuff cleared. That's the major stuff done for the day. Of course, we still got a lot going on at East Whittier with the sawmill. I've got one drop off we need to do at Bryson. We can go take a look at that real quick. Number 4, Bryson local. And this is going over to the freight house, so they just got to shove it up in there. No problem. This is headed out, but there's no rush on that. Unless it's changed, you know, there's no rush to get stuff back to the interchange. So we're going to put him in waypoint mode, restrict him to 15, and tell him to go grab that boxcar. The anti-aliasing gets a little weird in these low light conditions. About time for another F-12. Oh, I missed all the cool smoke, though. These are also slow to process. They're just about done, though. Probably the next couple days, we'll be switching those out. We've got 97.5 ton of coal there, so plenty of coal. Come up. Something we haven't really touched at all is the Walker logging branch. But stay tuned for season 2. I've got plans. My draw distance isn't very far because it chugs on the frame rate. Normally when you're down by the train, you don't need that far of a draw distance anyway. All right, we got him. Knock off the handbrake. Lace up the hoses. You know the drill. What's cool is I can just tell him to go over there and he'll figure it out. So come over here. If we turn on tab, we can see some indication of what he's planning on doing. So he's going to go up there, come back through these switches, and go in. Exactly what you would think he would do. Yeah, we were at 50 viewers there for a little bit. This is a popular game. For me, that's a big number. Usually like 10 or 15. It's the norm when I'm streaming. The railroad games always draw a big crowd. Let's take a look at the map here. Number 5 is arriving. Diesels have just about got the car spotted there. I'm going to spot this car real quick, then we'll be done at Bryson. Let's double check the way bills here. Yep. Just the 2 I knew about. You're not doing too bad on coal and water. The Bryson local doesn't do a whole heck of a lot. It used to do almost too much. I had to turn off the, was it Appalachian hardwoods down there? It's got to be a little much. All right, you usually sit right over here, so run back over there, please. And let's go check in with number 5. Back over to Appalachia Junction. And this stuff is headed out to Silva, so we're just going to set it on this track. Ooh, I don't have room to run around. I have to bleed that whole train, wouldn't I? Yeah, I forgot about that. I needed to roll this forward a little bit. I think it's got enough of a brake application on the cylinders that it's not going to want to roll. So I'd have to bleed every single car. All right. We can bleed every single car. Famous last words. Should start moving if I get enough of these blood. There it goes. Let the old gravity switcher do it. Okay, got that stopped. Let's get a bunch of handbrakes on these because we're going to leave this cut here. A little sloppy, but we're getting the job done. Hey, Jason. I don't know who Gomez is, but it's a good game. I can see lots of people liking it. Okay, that's the Fontana Bridge site. So we're going to pull those cars off. I'm going to... Actually, I should pull this whole cut, so these are over on the track. Then we can get the passenger train through here. So we'll pull this cut up, drop the Appalachia cars. Well, I could just pull them forward and run the passenger train around. That'll work. Oh, from the Adams family. I gotcha. I wasn't making the connection between railroads and Adams family. We need a hotkey to release all handbrakes, like run 8. Was he in the model trains? I haven't seen Adam's family in like 40 years. Been a while. $1,100 You're gonna have to dig deep, number 5. Oh, I gotcha. I never really saw it much. Saw a few episodes here and there. I was more into the Munsters. She's straining. This is a big load. What's the grade here? 1% grade. 1,100 tons. I'm not saying it's speedy, but we're getting there. I really just need to clear the switch back here. I'd like to clear the Y too in case I need to use the Y. Everybody push! Alrighty, that'll do. Just talking to my kids for a second. They're Rolled on the other computer. My son wants to play Space Engineers on this computer. He's gonna have to wait. Daddy's playing. Alright, unhook from you, and then we'll see if we can get this thing down the road. Let's have you pull up there. Down to 990 tons. How about no? Well, that's going to be far enough. Let's set it down here, and then I can always tell him to stop. All right, well, he's struggle bussing up the hill there. Let's pop over to the diesels. We've got all these cars dropped off, so get about 4 handbrakes on. Unhook from you. Then these guys can run back down to here. And we'll let the plant process. Actually, I could go ahead and tell him to hook up to here so we can move these out of the way. Tell him to hook up to that. All right, how you doing, number 5? You're up to 7 miles an hour. Look at you go. We just come around the Y. Head on out. That'll work. All right, that'll do. Now I want you to come down here. Make sure we get you ran through the right direction here. Line these switches for the passenger train to come through. Speaking of passenger train, how are we doing? You're done with the coal. Excellent. Let's get you hooked up to the passenger train. Set you back to waypoint mode. One back there. And we're about half full. We're probably about ready to set sail here with the passenger train for the morning run. Observation car is full. The others are pretty near to half full. I think they get angry if they have to wait too long now, so I don't want to have them do too much. There's a switch line against them. Okay, I'll have to check into that. All right, number 1. I need you to run all the way to Silva. How about that? All the way down to here. Run to there, and you can go full speed. Just as fast as you want to go. It's all you, bud. Let's hope everybody's out of the way. All right, let's check in. Number 5 has made it around. Whoa. That was interesting. Let's have him head over to here at least. Let me just go ahead and zoom way out. I need him to come all the way down to here. Assuming he needs to come here to this bridge site, so let's set a waypoint there. 5 miles. Pedal to the metal. All right, you can run through there. You're all set. Let me just go ahead and set this for the passenger train. So he's already good to go. I need to release you past the signal, restricted speed. And we'll just hope there's not big enough grades that he can't go where he needs to go. All right, what was 9718 complaining about? Oh, he can't go further backwards. I don't want you to go further backwards. I want you to get these coal cars out of the way. Do. Hook you up. Start knocking off handbrakes. Beauty. Oh, sounds like Mrs. Kerbo's back home. Fun time's over. So we'll get these coal cars out of the way just so there's plenty of room for processing everything here throughout the day. And we'll keep an eye on stuff. Number 5 is moving along. Number 1's moving along. We got the pulpwood down in Silva. When that last little bit gets done, we'll run up to Barker's. And then other than that, we just need to manage East Whittier. Keep the sawmill happy. Speaking of, number 3 has been neglected for quite some time. Let's go get him headed to East Whittier. Build a new computer, Dave says. They've already got a computer, but his sister's on it right now. Oh, I think they switched. You doing Space Engineers now? Oh, you're playing RimWorld too? Okay. He was watching her play. Now she's watching him play. He also has a laptop that he could be doing stuff on, so we have options. But I probably will build a new computer at some point. The price went up like $300 between a couple 3 months ago when I was first looking. Same parts list is like $300 more right now. Okay, you can head all the way back down to East Whittier. Whee! You can go right in here. Put you about there. Some buffer room. And then he'll just do it. I love it. It's awesome. Okay, let's check back in with 9718. You are hooked up. You're picking up these coal cars. You always got to make sure you close the rear angle cock because they spawn in with the train like wide open. Okay, let's back you on down. Why are you in there? Why you gotta be weird, AI? Alright, so we need you to come down to about here. That should be plenty of room. I'll limit you to 10 miles an hour. You don't need to be going very fast down that hill. Now you got to push uphill to get back over here. Goofy AI. The 50 series? Yeah. Maybe then all the crypto miners and AI folks will stop by in the 4090s. Soothing sounds of the GP9. It's a lot of coal. And that'll do. Bring you to a stop. And I'm going to go ahead and clean up these switches. So we're back in a known state. That one can stay reversed, I think. Keep the barbecue going for an hour or two. Yep. All right, let's put you back on manual. We're going to tie these guys down for a while. So put the handbrakes on. We got full independent on. You guys are done. Let's check in with number 5. Makes its way down to the bridge site. Oh, just in time for this big giant trestle. Nice. Calm down, camera. PNS, how's it going? There he goes. This is a pretty rugged line back through here. Digging it. Lots of cuts and fills and trestles. And it's a fair little distance over to the bridge site. Brooks is just a siding, it looks like. And then I don't know what all we pick up by building out to Fontana. Goes to Nantahala. That's how you say that. I never played Railway Tycoon, Jason, so I don't know. It's one way to think of it is like a model railroad. You run the railroad, and there's different industries, and you bring in cars on the interchange depending on the contracts you have. So it's kind of about the business and the logistics of running a short line. Okay, so that gets us down here to Nantahala. Then there's going to be more extension before we can get to Andrews. So it doesn't quite get us all the way. But it picks up 2 more passenger stops building this bridge. And then there's also signaling. So there's progression. You start with a little bit of the line. So you start here at East Whittier, or Whittier. I think you have Whittier and Ella, and then this Connolly logging branch when you first start. And then the story is the bridges have all washed out because of some big storms. So you have to rebuild the bridges to expand your railroad, and then that involves taking supplies. Like this is phase 1 of 3 of fixing the bridge over here at Fontana. So we're taking all this, right now it's gravel and concrete. And then we have some rebar, dimensional lumber, stuff like that. Then it'll process for like a day, and then we'll have to bring those empty cars back, and then we'll take more cars out here. Once we get all 3 phases complete, it'll connect that bridge. And then the railroad will be connected from here down to Nantahala. Looks like there's a water tower at Nantahala. And then there'll be some other bridge somewhere that will, I assume, connect the rest of the way to Andrews. I think it's 50 some miles when it's all built, something like that. Don't quote me on that, though. Hey, the real Doc Rabbit. Yeah, it's a great game. I love it. I've got about just all I can handle right now as a single player running the railroad. I don't have... I've got maybe half the contracts that I could have. It's just too much to run for one person. There's not enough hours in the virtual day. And then, so you can do all that, and you can run the train yourself. You can have AI run the train. There's a... Once you unlock signals, you can even run a CTC panel if you want. Set up meets and that kind of thing. I've got the signals just set to ABS mode. So they go off of occupancy and switch, the way the switches are thrown. Railroad Tycoon was fun. I've heard of Railroad Tycoon. I just never played it back in the day. Yeah, Pacific Northwest and Southern. I agree. We were just talking about that earlier. Like, Railroads Online could be so good. They could just write better code. It's always the same stupid, frustrating bugs. Oh, is that a little lake? That part of the river? Can't see the river on the map. Almost, yeah, that must be Fontana Lake. Because we're going to Fontana Lake Bridge. I think that's the name of the milestone. Yeah, Fontana Lake Bridge. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's Fontana Lake. So here is the bridge. We got to repair this bridge. So the railroad ends right here. So if you hit tab, we can see where each car is going. If I hover over that, it'll highlight the track. And there we are. You'll see the tag change as it enters. Goes from blue to a grayed out color. All right, that'll do. We're good. Yeah, that's what I heard, Doc Rabbit. I haven't played the new beta yet, but that's what I heard on the Steam discussion and stuff. It's just the same old crap. There we go. So if I go look at this, does it tell me? I don't think it tells me here. Oops. I still, for longest time, hitting escape would close a window. They changed that. Now it's backspace. I still hit escape all the time. If we look here, though, it's actually pulling stuff out. So instead of 40 tons of concrete, we got 39.9. So it's going to slowly use these materials to rebuild the bridge in 3 different phases. That is phase 1. Now we got to run the loco all the way back over to Appalachia Junction. So let's pop over there. Yeah, it kind of gives a real feel of progression, Brian, where you actually have to take the materials out there. They get used up. All right, that stuff is headed out. This stuff needs to go back down to Appalachia. So we're in waypoint mode. I'm going to tell him to come down here and hook onto those cars. And he will, in theory, do the needful. Where is number one? Number one is headed for Hemingway. Nice. He made it through Alarka. Okay. Good deal. So if you're new to railroad, there's also passenger operations. So I've got these 84 passenger cars. There's 56 out of 84, 44, 49. So we're running passengers between the stations. If I open up the inspector on one of these cars and go to passengers, you can set which stations they stop at. And then the AI engineer will just automatically stop at the station and pick up and drop off people. And it makes you a little bit of money. So he is chugging away. Number 5 is headed back. Let's go check in on number 3, which is the Whittier local. Speaking of, I need to leave that crew. So we're not any crew. Nope. It's still a backspace, just like it was 2.5 minutes ago. All right, he's dropped off the log cars. Set a couple handbrakes. So we got logs taken care of. We need to pull these cars out now. Don't remember how many cars that holds. But let's grab these gondolas first. Set you to 15. So if you're playing Railroader, I'm on the beta branch, so I've got this new waypoint mode that is super awesome. I can just tell him to come over here and he'll figure it out. Somewhere around here I have a paper that tells me, here it is, tells me the sighting links, how many cars. You get this stapled up. So let me find Whittier. There it is. It says 9 cars. I wonder if, but that's based off of 40 foot. That sounds about right. I was thinking it was 8 cars. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, these are longer. I don't think we're going to fit all of these. They just made that like 100 feet longer. Let's do this. Before I get you too far along the line, let's have you come over here instead. So we're going to get these cars pulled out and put over on the interchange track to head out that way to Silva. We've got all this stuff that's coming in that needs spotted at the various industries, mostly the sawmill. Turn you off. Oop, nope, turn you off. I only had one handbrake set. Will you fit here? Let's see if you'll just fit like right here. Oh, you're out in the area, Real Doc Rabbit? Cool. It's, is it North Carolina? I can't remember. I know it's like a branch of the Southern. Oh, Tennessee. Oh, you're in East Tennessee. I gotcha. Hopefully you're doing all right. I know some of Tennessee got walloped pretty good. I'm over here in Missouri. Not too far away. they changed the grass in the trees, or at least the grass. Seems different the last few times I've played this. Jesse James country. Yep. That'll do. Alright, let's go grab these gondolas. They're full of wood chips. Got a nice wood chip texture now, too. Cool. See, it's already pulled 5 logs off of that cut. So we're doing pretty well time-wise. I think setting the interchase to, is it set to 4 or did I go to 5? Yeah, 4 a.m. That gives me time in the morning to get everything switched. There's a fair bit of shuffling to do when the interchange comes in at Silva. Which reminds me, I've got it set, yeah, blocked by destination, but it's still kind of all over the place. Yeah, 2 major hurricanes back to back is absolutely nuts. Not much I can do for them. I did donate to some charities that are helping out. About all I can do. They're tough people. They'll recover. This takes time. All right, come over here and hook onto that, and we'll get you shoved out of the way. And we'll drop these Silva-bound cars on this track. And then what do we got here? We got Sawmill, and then one for Stenzel. Yeah, so this one... So we're in East Whittier. This one goes just up the line a bit to Whittier proper, to Stenzel Manufacturing. So we've got 4 wood chip cars, and then the rest go to the regular sidings. Yeah, ears are getting sore. It might be about time for some new foam on my Razor Seal series that I've had for, gosh, I don't know, 10 or 12 years, and they were used when I got them. I've put ear pads on them at least once. Might be time for some new ones. Yeah, that's what we had here, Brian, in Missouri. We're far enough away. We just got a little bit more than usual rain. Nothing historic. Surprisingly, no tornadoes so far, knock on wood. All right, all handbrakes released. We got 727 tons all together, so let's tell him to come down here. And we'll let you do 20. Limit your speed a little bit. Yeah, if the Waffle House is closed, you know things are shaking up. Yeah, Waffle House sounds really good. My wife hates that kind of food. I don't think I've been to a Waffle House since college. We've got one here in my town. I keep threatening to take the kids there and check it out. We've never gone to the Waffle House, have we, son? Yeah, I didn't think so. I need to take them to the Waffle House. a rite of passage. Well, number 3 is struggling a bit. Come on, Al, give her the beans. You gotta give her all the beans. Yeah, I don't know how far west the Waffle House goes. They're all over Missouri. I don't remember if I've seen any out west. Makes a great late night meal. Oh man, now I'm gonna get hungry. I made it up to 3 miles an hour. It's a little bit of a grade here. What is that? 1.2%? Up to 2%? Yeah, it's like 2% right in here. So it's a fair bit of grade for old number 3. He's getting her done, though. Yeah, Denny's probably a little better quality. But it all depends on the Waffle House. We had a Waffle House in my college town that was just awesome. They had some really good fry cooks. Yeah, Waffle House kind of has that reputation, Jason. After dark, it can get a little rough. Most of them are open 24 hours, at least they used to be. So you get the drunken bar folks. All right, we made it up out of the hole. Are we waiting on anybody else? The passenger train is running. Number 4 I can set back to manual. He's good. Alarka, number 5's back to Alarka. Let's go get him sorted. Well, number 3's doing his thing. He has a stop signal. He needs to come past. Oh, because the switch is still thrown? Yeah, because this manual switch here is thrown. There he goes. Now he'll come on through. Hopefully he'll figure out how to get there. Number 1 and made it to Bryson. Neat. All right, back over to number 3. Level ground. Look, this little guy can do quite a bit. I can never remember what kind of things. Mogul, there we are. G16 Mogul. I've got this one and number 4. Is that the only 2 I've got? Number 3 and number 4 are the G16s. Got number 1, the A26 Atlantic for the passenger train. Got the big old drivers. Never been to a Waffle House, Dave? Do they even have them out there? Like you're... are they any Waffle Houses in Idaho? Number 5 is the S23 Heavy Switcher. A couple SW1s. The Mighty Santa Fe. And a pair of GP9s. That's the roster. Yeah, that's a risk you take with mods, unfortunately. Pacific Northwest. I'm not doing any mods. I might once the game is more mature, but I've just made the decision not to use any mods. Don't want to be chasing compatibility problems. I just want to play when I have the time to play. All right, let's set a break at this end. Actually set a couple breaks just in case. Alrighty, we'll get you off of there. I'm tempted to run Stenzel down and then deal with the rest of the switching. So let's do that. We'll take this cut down there, and then we'll break off the Stenzel car. Wait, I need to run around the Stenzel car. What's the best way to do that? So we can go into there. It's a long runaround. Is there a runaround track at Bryson? Yeah. Okay, I can run around it up there at, or not Bryson, sorry, at Whittier. Getting my name places confused. We can do that. All right, we have a plan. Let's execute. Worked fine until it didn't. Yeah, that sucks. Hopefully you back up your saves. A lot of my games, I've got PowerShell scripts to keep separate backups dated. Especially if I'm doing a YouTube series on it. You never know when a bug's going to hit or just you mess up something and need to go back. All right, get you laced up. Knock off the brakes, and then I need you to come up to about here. We'll let you go 20 on this move. Whee! So I need to push this cut up past this switch. Then I can take just the Stenzel car off, back into here and up. Drop it off, and then we can come back down here and spot everything at the sawmill. That's the plan anyway. This end car needs to come off. So this is only 588 ton. Most of it is empty. We got 45 tons of metal stock going over to Stenzel. See, while we're doing this, let me join the crew here. We'll buzz up to the station and see if it... Whoa, easy, easy, calm down. Let's see, so we'll get that guy on the list, and then we've got sawmill. He needs picked up, so we'll check him on the list. And that's all just the bulk stuff that we know about. I'm guessing it's the back car that needs to come out naturally. This is the way they're staged. These guys are still processing away. It'll probably be weeks before that has to be switched again. All right, back to the train. All right, just gonna get past that switch, so I'll tell him to stop. Perfect. Throw a couple handbrakes on, and we'll knock this guy loose. Oh no, did he not get up past the switch? Ow! Stop! Manual. Let me fix this. We're uncoupled, so it's going to be a little bit of a pain. So I have brakes set on them. There we go. Poosh! I didn't get the back end quite past that switch, so it was being a little bit of a pain. Okay, now we can handbrakes, kick you loose, back to waypoint mode, set a waypoint there just to get you started. There we go. Now you're doing what I want you to do. Then we're going to come all the way over here. And let's see, we're going to have to run around the car. Just thinking through the moves here in my head. Now, what we could do is leave the car here. Grab that. It's a lot of back and forth, but running around the car doesn't gain us anything. So let's come up to here. We'll have to do some back and forth, but no, we could actually come down to here. So we'll drop that car off, grab these two. The back one is going back with us. We can bring this cut forward, drop that one here, come back around it, pick up that car, shove them back in. There we go. We have a plan. It might even work. What's up, Spud Gun? What have you missed? 2 hours of the best stream ever. No. You just missed us working the railroad. Been running the Fedora Railroad here on Railroader. We've been running some mainline trains, dropping things off, doing all the locals. We're just kind of finishing up the day-to-day stuff. We got the passenger train running, and it's only 7:20. So we're doing well. We're going to have a little more stuff to do later in the day once the pulpwood cars get unloaded, but making lots of progress. A little bit of train Tetris, exactly. And it's going to be dinner time here, IRL, in a bit, so by the time we get all this finished, it'll be about perfect timing to end the stream. All right, you have a stop signal. You can pass at restricted speed. I forgot this was in front of us, so. Slight change of plans, but same basic idea. We just need to come up here instead. Same plan, slightly different execution. Lots of whistling because we have grade crossings. And we got number 1 coming at us. We got to be aware of that. He's at Ella. So he'll be headed this way soon. All right, that'll do. Knock you off. I need you to come back around to this side of the car. And I'll let you do 15 while you're doing that. So we'll run around to this side of the car, grab that cut, pull it out, drop the back car, which is outbound, here, and then shove the other two back in. And we'll head back over to East Whittier. What are you doing? You were stopped for the stop signal. All right, you're fine. So you make sure you line the switches back when you're done for number 1 to come roaring through. If it gets over here in time. We might be done and headed back before it gets over here. I do have it set. Yeah, it waits at least 2 minutes at the passenger stations minimum. Or if that's enough now that we got more cars. I'm going to go ahead and set that to 3 minutes minimum. The passengers don't disembark and embark instantaneously. They trickle in and out. Knock the handbrake off you because I think it's level here. Yep, it's level. And you have a brake application on you anyway. Oh, it does wait, Spud Gun? Oh, okay, well, I'll just leave it on 2 minutes then. All right, back over here, sir. The way you've been driving, I'm going to limit you to 10. Although you're only 145 tons. Well, Dave, it depends on what you mean by handle it. I mean, yeah, it plays everything I want to play. Could it be faster? Of course. I mean, I play Star Citizen, which is probably one of the most demanding games. The only thing that like really taxes it is Archeon, since it uses all ray tracing. So the RTX 2080 Ti is near the bottom of the barrel for that game in particular, but it still plays it fine on medium quality. So there's nothing really I'm struggling with. I don't need a new computer. I want a new computer, but I don't necessarily need one right now. Although this computer has been blue screening occasionally, which is really, really annoying. It crashes in the graphics driver. So there may be an issue with the 2080 Ti. I'm not sure. I did a like Windows repair install and it was fine for a while. Then it did it again. I had downgraded the NVIDIA drivers. I've since upgraded to a version newer than the version I downgraded from. Knock on desk. It hasn't done it in a while. That's really disheartening when it's just boom, blue screen, reboot. Nothing you could do about it. Very frustrating. Yeah, the 2080 Ti is a great card. But I'm looking at, I've got a build on, is it PC Part Picker? With, I may try an AMD build. So the 7600X3D, I think it is. And then a 4070 Super, something like that. Beefier 4000 series card. Man, we'll see. I haven't pulled the trigger yet. Yeah, good old Windows. And it's, I forget what the file name is, but it's one of the DirectX driver files that crashes in. Alright, that's fine. You're out of the way now. Okay, and then both these guys can go right back here in stencil. Set you there and see where you actually stop. And it did set the switch back. Cool. So number one is just about ready to round the bend. So we're not gonna, I don't think we'll, well, we might. With the station stop, we might get out of here ahead of the passenger train. Three waiting at a red board? Yeah. I noticed eventually. Too late for a retraction, Spud Gun. I saw that message. Thanks for the heads up. It's easy to get distracted when you're streaming. Looking for number one. They're going to be screaming around the corner there any second. Here he comes. See him on the map. Just see him poke out. Oh, I see some smoke. Here he comes. There he is. Coming around the bend. Get enough 12 of that. All right, you guys are set. Handbrakes. We'll hook back up to that car. Watch number 1 pull into the station. He's hauling a certain body part. Oh, did it leave the switch back here? No? It leave this switch? It left this switch thrown. Why'd you do that for? Silly train. And you left that one open too. It usually cleans up behind itself. There we go. They're already done at Whittier. Wow. Thought we were going to beat him out of here. Nope. Oh, he hadn't pulled all the way up to a stop because of the red signal, I think. Oh. Double check. What's his status? Okay, he is at the station stop. So we can get out of here. Run away! Here, head down there. Pass the signal. I need you to get back over here. I need you to come all the way down. Oh boy. I forgot I had that cut of cars sitting there. Which side of the car you? Oh, you're on the wrong side of the car, aren't you? Okay, we'll keep that on the back. Sorry for the wild ride here, folks. Trying to go fast so we can get out of the way of number 1. Let's have him go there. We'll just keep the car on us for now. We can get rid of it once we're clear of the main line. David Deadly Dave B. How's it going? Bought the game because of my videos. Well, enjoy. Have fun playing with the trains. And Mr. Spur Gaming. Not doing too bad. Playing with trains. Can't really complain too much. Hope you're doing well. If you guys like trains, you should check out Spur Gaming. He's got lots of good train videos. And he has some real life experience, so he actually knows what he's doing. Most of the time. Alright, he should come down here and into there and get in the clear. It's number 1. Yeah, he hasn't left Whittier yet, so. We've got time. Oh, he's departing the depot. Hurry up, number 3. Hurry up. Could bump his speed up, but he's going to have to stop here in a second anyway. Did I hear what happened with, is that the New York Central? I didn't. I don't really follow real railroad news. You knew a little bit a long time ago? That's better than me knowing nothing all the time. One of the last 2 Mohawks. I don't know what a Mohawk is. Being returned to Steam? You'll have to put that in English. They're bringing back a steamer? Like for touristy stuff, or why they bring back a steamer? Yeah, let's get that. I think he's going to throw that anyway, but I'm going to go ahead and throw that. All right, then number 1 sees it clear. He should come roaring through here. All right, you're hooked up. Lose the handbrakes. I'm going to back up. Just trying to think through this. You did get past the switch, so that's good. Yeah, he's coming on through. Cool. I'm going to be too long for this stuff, so... You know what? Let's actually leave this here for a second. Change the plans. Let's just go ahead and bring you back here and tack you onto this Silva stuff here. A lot of running for a single boxcar, but it'll get it out of the way. Doing it for tour stuff. Okay, cool. It's always nice to see Steam. Saw the big boys been making an excursion. Oh, it's going to be all the way out in Washington. That'd be cool. I looked into the big boy, but it'd be like an hour drive each way. And damn. Not worth it. Here comes number 1. 40 mile an hour roaring through. Pretty full load, too. Nice. Lots of people. Did you go around? You goofy train. Yeah, I probably would have rolled all the way if I got enough speed up. It's alright. We'll just drop it here. Oh yeah, cash is no problem, Spur. Once you get started, you can just make stupid amounts of money. I just bought another switcher, SW1 switcher, and I've still got 54 grand in the bank. Let's switch. Oh, you're technically on the switch? Okay, whatever. Alright, we got a lot of drop-offs to do at the sawmill, so let's get busy. Speaking of sawmill, it's already used almost that whole cut full of logs. It's hungry, hungry hippo. We go to sawmill. It's about half full now. But I bumped that up to tier 5, so it wants 30 cars a day. I'm hoping we can keep up. I did forget, like I said earlier, to bring up the extra skeleton cars at Dillsboro that we bought yesterday, or last night. In-game last night. So we're going to be busy trying to keep this thing fed. Still trying to generate a little money. Yeah, what really helped is I run the sawmill. That generates good income. And once you get the passenger train, let's go look at the passenger train real quick. One thing that helps with the passenger train is if you get this observation car. What's it called in game? Yeah, Palace Observation. That gives you a bonus. I don't remember if it's 10% bonus or... It gives you a bonus if it's on the back of the train. It gives you a bonus. So that helps. Keeping your reputation up helps. But I'm also on day 35 of the save. So we've done a lot. The other big moneymaker is the Robinson Gap coal. Okay, we've got way too many cars. So let's take the 4 gondolas and get them spotted. They are going over here to this. Ooh, it might not take all 4. That's an interesting wrinkle. Okay, well, let's stick them over here, and I guess we'll see what happens. So I might be doing daily, like, multiple switching of the sawmill at tier 5. This is the first day at tier 5. So there's some learning to do. You neglected your passenger service? Yeah, it's not a ton of income, but it's slow and steady income. I tend to run the passenger train twice a day between Silva and Appalachia. Once in the morning and once in the evening. Just to keep everybody happy. But if we go look at finance. Oh, he can't get back to that track. Right. Let me get this guy sorted out. Then we'll take a look at the finances. I'm not quite up far enough for him to get down that track. I wasn't paying attention to that. Let's go back to manual. Get this sorted out. Gotta hook this guy back up. Poosh! So yeah, logging is a big deal. I've been at tier 3 on the sawmill for a long time. I just bumped it to tier 5. I'm hoping I can keep up. I've got, I think this is 8 skeleton cars because that's what fits in L2. I've got another set. I've got more bot that I need to get brought up here. We're going to be busy. We'll see how it works out. Okay, sorry about that, Al. Now you're past the switch. You can actually take the cars over. Poor guy. He was confused. Actually, I'm going to set that back a little further. He doesn't always stop in time. Yeah, pulpwood's pretty good. It's a little bit of everything. L-Scar 23, howdy. Oh, that's what you're working on, the Robinson Gap Spur? Yeah, that's a nice income. And all you do is run empties out and run a load back, like the next day once you get started. So this is day 35. Let's look at yesterday, a full day. Actually, does this break it down? Yeah, here we go. This is like a better overview. Why is my balance that? Oh, because I have bot stuff. Maybe. I'm not sure. The balance doesn't match that for some reason. But you can see here we made 8,800 on freight. I think this is the previous day. Yeah, this would have been yesterday. I got you. So yesterday we made $8,800 on freight, $2,700 on passenger. And of course we spent a bunch of money. I bought a switcher, so there's a lot of expenses there. But I don't think you can go back in time for the reports, fortunately. Here you can get a better idea. You wanted to look at every single thing, it'll tell you what's coming in. So you can see here, Whittier Sawmill, $2,400. Just looking at the big stuff. Silva Interchange, $2,400. So there's a lot going on. Oh, the AI stuff on the beta branch is fantastic. I love it. I think I might be able to get 3 cars in here. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me put this in manual mode. And we'll just, we'll ease forward. Oh, that one changes. There we go. And we'll get 3 fill in at the same time. Actually, I don't need to leave that guy any particular place, do I? Okay, let's go get some more stuff. So put you back on waypoint mode. Come hook up over here. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need to cut off about here. We can only fit so many cars on that switchback. Yeah, I've got a couple of GP9 spud gun for the coal and copper. I tend to have empties coming in and a load going out every day from Robinson Gap, Appalachia. Yeah, the SW1 is sweet, as long as you don't get too much tonnage on it. It just sips fuel, runs forever. I went ahead and doubled up on those, though, because it was getting a little much. Because I'll bring the copper and coal into Dillsboro Yard, and then I was shoving them down to Silva Interchange with the SW1, and it just couldn't handle it. So I've got a pair of them now that work together down at Silva. Sometimes I'll split them apart, depending on what I'm doing. There's lots of choices. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to cut off right behind this guy. There we go. And we need to come all the way back here. And don't run into the stop, please. I'm going to set you to 15. It defaults back to 35. Anytime you switch to waypoint mode. Yeah, lumber loads would be nice. They're in crates. This looks a little goofy. So, dimensional lumber in crates. There are different styles of crates, which is kind of cool. But I agree, a big lumber load would look awesome. I'm sure there's lots more to come. For the longest time, these would just be empty. They didn't even have a texture. Now we've got wood chips, we've got gravel, we've got different stuff for the gondolas and the hoppers. All right, you gonna stop before you run into that bumper? Hopefully you do. Into track, that'll do. Cool, so that'll fit even with the longer boxcars. We can get 8 in here. The paper I have says 9. I think that's with 40-foot cars. All right, let's see how many we can get here. Let's just tell him to go to the end of the track and we'll see what happens. Hopefully he doesn't slam into it too hard. Wow, welcome everybody. Thanks for lurking. We were flirting with 60 viewers there for a minute. Pretty crazy. Wood chip hoppers. Could you do a whole hopper full of wood chips? I guess you could, probably. They use gondolas here at the sawmill. At least that's all I've seen so far. There's different styles of gondolas, though. See, they're different body styles. Yeah, there's actually four different body styles there. None of them are the same. All right, he sees the end of track. Cool. So he doesn't run into the bumper. That's good. And then we got almost everything in here. So we'll leave you here for now. We might have to tack you on the other track if we got enough room. So let's go grab our last cut. And that is 6. So we might have enough room on the other track. Be sure to hit that like too. I don't think I've ever said that in a video in like over 10 years of doing YouTube. At least not non-ironically. People are smart. If they want to hit the like button, they will. I don't bug them about it. Well, I never noticed that's a Y switch. Or at least it's 2 different curvatures. Never even noticed that before. Did a fresh start with some mods, Elscar? Cool. I was saying earlier, for those that aren't here, what we're going to do for season 1 to close this out is we're building the rest of the railroad, but I'm going to just do passenger service. So we'll get this built out. We've got 2 other milestones, I think, to get that built. And then I've been working on season 2, getting it prepped. I've got ideas for season 2, and I've got plans, and it's going to be a little different. So I don't know how often Railroader videos will be out, but I do plan on continuing it. As you can see, I've been working here for 2.5 hours. It just takes a lot of time to run the railroad. And I don't want to make the same video over and over and over again of just the same work. That's not very interesting. That's why I do these streams occasionally. We can hang out and chat while we're switching and doing stuff. Probably come about here. Should be fine. What's up, Zerg? I didn't put anything in the dirt, but Al did. I'm going to blame it on Al. He smacked the crap out of a flat car. Knocked it down to 72% condition. He had a big load of copper ore on and just didn't stop in time. I'm running the low brake force because that used to be the default, so I've just always left it there. So the AI is a little overzealous sometimes. Gotta watch their top speed. So I don't know if I'll get dinged on that. It's a return to the Silva interchange. I think it's sitting over at Appalachia Junction. Yeah, Al might need to pee in a cup. I mean, I guess I'm his boss, so ultimately it's my responsibility. Let's see, where's Appalachia Junction? So if we pop over here real quick. Is this flat car? He has slammed into it and derailed it. Oh, 71% condition. It's got even worse. Oh yeah, he slammed the crap out of that guy. Ooh, he actually did a little damage to this one too. Ouch. These are full of copper ore, so they're pretty heavy. It took a heavy hit. All right, let's get you routed into this other track, and we'll see where we're at. Yeah, I'm guessing I'll take a hit on the safety rating, which I think is pretty good right now. It's been not great in the past. If we go look at railroad, yeah, we're at 100%, so that's probably going to take a hit. Overall, went 109%. The passengers are not happy. This got kind of low because I wasn't watching the condition on my passenger cars. I kind of forgot that was a thing now. At least it is on the beta branch. I got the passenger train fixed, so today we're running with 100% condition passenger cars, so that should start coming back up. Yeah, Spud Gun, I'm just going to leave it on low for now and watch my top speeds. It makes it more interesting if you have to kind of pay attention to the top speed you give the AI. Yeah, I think I can get that car over here on this cut, so let's do that. We'll have all of those processing then. Then the only thing we'll have to switch later in the day is this gondola. I can't get him up. If it came out to here, we'd be golden, but we're going to have to swap gondolas at some point. How are they doing on load? Got a ton in there so far. They put about 15 cars on the ground. God dang. I haven't had any problems with it being on low force, except every once in a while. But I tend to be fairly conservative on the speed, and I didn't slow him down enough when he was bringing that heavy load down. So I think he was set to like 20 or 25. I should have had him on 15 when he got down to the yard. So it's pretty much my fault. The AI was driving, but it was my fault. I enjoy challenge. Just got to watch that top speed. Well, I understand, Spud Gun. I understand that it's not right, but it's okay. I'll work around it. It hasn't been a problem unless I let them get going too fast, faster than they should be going. So I accept the fact that it's not right, and I will use it anyway. That makes sense. More fun. Well, don't smash things up then. Sounds like a you problem. I just got to remember to keep them slow. That's the thing. He shouldn't have been screaming down the mountain at 25 with a full load of ore. That was my bad. All right, beautiful. We got all those cars loading. The only thing we got is the gondola. And you are done with logs. Wow. 8 o'clock, and they've already processed all those logs. So we got L3 and L1. Oh, I guess I did make these a little darker. They're just not much difference. I need to probably differentiate those a little bit. So we can head back up the Connolly branch. Got that going for us. Passenger train is still running. Bryson local, he is good. He's on manual. 5 is waiting on a fusee. Let's go check in on 5. Where are you? Why is there a fusee there? I didn't put a fusee there, did I? I didn't have a fusee there running past here. That's weird. Okay. Well, we'll let him come on. Didn't realize he was sitting there waiting on a fuse. I should have been paying more attention. Tend to go a little quicker than you should, Spud Gun. Yeah, L-Scar 23. We're on the beta version. I've been on the beta version since it came out. So the last, I think, 2 videos in the series are on the beta. I'm going to check down on these guys for a while. So he got down here. That's right, we needed to run around this car. So it's fine. We'll put the handbrake on. Uncouple you. Let's get them over on the... Okay, good. This is empty. So these are ready to go. I'll probably leave one of these behind before we make the big trip. It's like 4 miles, 6 miles. It's a ways up to Barker's. So I'll leave one of the SW1s down here. Split them apart. Oh, number 5 is still facing a signal. Let's tell him he can resume speed. So let's not get you too out of control. Let's limit you to 20. Changed my mind. Okay, we'll let him do his thing. I do need to get off here in a bit because it's going to be dinner time. We can get this guy headed up the Connolly branch. He needs to go to L1 first. A little hard to see back in here. What level am I at for the tannery and paper? I'm not doing paper. Silva. I'm at tier 1 on the tannery. Tier 1 on Silva coal. And I'm not doing the paperboard yet. I don't think I would have time to do the paperboard. But I might bump up the tannery. I've bought more pulpwood cars. I just haven't got them up here and gathering pulpwood yet. I'm kind of at the maximum of what I can do as one person in a given day. So I can't really add anything else. I'm expanding the railroad, but we're just going to run passengers down to Andrews. How you doing on fuel? You're good. Another busy day on the railroad. We got a lot done, though, in almost 3 hours. Let's go check in on number 5. Are you there? You were there. You made it. Good job. Let's get you headed for home with these copper cars. There we go. We can set you back to 30. These are empty. Those are headed out for the interchange. Just double checking. You should have a clear trip down to Appalachia Yard. Passenger train is out of your way. So let's bring you down to here. I'm giving the chunk loader a workout today here in the game. We've been bebopping around all over the place. All right, he's going to take the empties back down to Appalachia, which will go to the mines. Looks like 1200 has arrived at waypoint, and oh, number 1 arrived. Number one has finished its run. And passengers are off. How much do we make at the end there? Silva, 274. Nice. And then he set the switch back. Beautiful. There's a lot less work to do now with the waypoint mode and the passenger train. So I'm going to throw a handbrake on there. I'm going to set you back to manual mode. I like to tie them down on manual mode with a handbrake when I'm done for a while, just to avoid any mistakes. Looks like the shunter locos. I would imagine locomotives are fairly similar looking, but I don't know a ton about them. This is kind of your classic steam locomotive look for America anyway. Alright, he is headed up the line. We need to check in on 1200, and then I'm going to wrap this stream up. 1200 has made it. He needs to run to Barker's. We'll get him sent on his way. You know what? I think I will grab the other cars as well, and we'll send them on up to East Whittier once I've dropped these off at Barker's. Does that make sense? How far is that? So we have to go from here to here. It's about as far on up to East Whittier, so it's not too bad. I think we'll do that. Can we do that with one locomotive? I think we can. Had it run through Silva. Yeah, I think everybody that's played Railroader has made that mistake at least once. Let's see. Let's have you go. Yeah, let's get you back up to Dillsborough Yard. I think I will take the cars on up. But I'll leave one of the locomotives at Dillsborough Yard. We don't need both of them going. So I bought more skeleton cars, and I bought more pulpwood cars. The intention is these will go to Walker eventually, if I decide to do the higher tier on the tannery. So let's have him come right up here. It's only 3 miles. No problem. And we'll drop off 2183 at the yard and just make the run with 1200. Let's take a look at this track arrangement real quick. So, yeah, that's the pulpwood. We can get probably at least 6, if not 7 or 8 cars in there. That's that track. Where's this guy? Oh, that's this building over here. Right. Then paperboard is... Oh, that's the one next to it. And there's a bunch of tracks over here. So the tannery and the paperboard are kind of intertwined here together. I thought about turning on paperboard, but I just don't think I'd have enough time. I'd have to cancel some of the contract to make that work. Where'd you go, cars? All right, about another 10 minutes, and I need to get off here. We got most of the daily work done, so I'm super happy with the 4 o'clock start at the interchange. That gives me enough time in the day to get stuff done. It doesn't make for good videos, so I probably won't make a video at 4 in the morning doing this stuff because it's really dark. Wouldn't look good on YouTube. I had about an hour of switching on this day in game from the interchange, and the interchange was pretty full. I had to do quite a bit of shuffling around, get everything blocked out the way it needed to be. Even though I've got it set to blocked by destination, there was still a lot of switching to do. Stub track on the far right. Oh, is this one not used? This little guy here? I wish you could just, like, turn something on. It would show you what the track is. I'm guessing you mean this track right here, Spud Gun. It's good to know that it's not used yet. Alright, we'll follow this guy up to Dillsborough Yard. Number 5 is headed down. Number 3 must be getting close because he's at 14. Keep an eye on him. Yeah, it's going to be a nice Zerg, I agree, when they get more buildings in. I'm glad, though, that they concentrated on the game, making the game work, before they added all the frills. Too many games, you got, like, you know, good graphics and stuff, and then there's nothing to do, or it's broken, doesn't do stuff right. What are you whistling for there, Chief? You already went through the grade crossing. These are so quiet. Hop in the cab. Feel that breeze running through your hair, chat? Get about 2 hours of shunting. Nice. If I had more time to play, I wouldn't mind doing that. I do enjoy switching. I've got it set to blocked by destination, which I think is the top one, and there's still quite a bit of shuffling around to do. Yeah, I agree, Elscar. It can be a challenge to get Star Citizen to work sometimes. Bold of me to assume you have hair. It looks like I don't have hair. But it's getting a little longer now, so it kind of shows up. But it's gray, and it's cut pretty short, so... There's hair here. I'm running my fingers through my hair. It just doesn't look like it on camera. And then you also can't see this part of my beard because it's gray. Still got a little bit of brown left. A little bit of brown here and there. Woo, pull on the cord. We're coming through. There we go. We'll go full immersion mode. So we head up to Dillsborough Yard. You see the facial hair better? Yeah, exactly. Because it's still got some brown in it. I used to have dark brown hair 30 years ago. Started going gray when I was about 16 or so. And I was probably fully gray by like 30, 35. And I'm 48 now, so I've been gray for a long time. But some of my beard is still dark brown, almost black. All right, we have arrived at our destination here, folks. Yeah, we've had some of it in the families are going white or gray early. All right, cool. Up outside the cab here. Oh, there it is. It's a little hard to see the handbrakes. Yeah, you guys are all off. And then I want to cut off number 2183 here. So let's put the handbrake on this guy. And then if I open that, I don't think that breaks the MU. Bring this guy up. Bring you up. Turn off MU. There we go. You complained when he got gray when he was 50? I mean, that's fairly normal, right? What happens if I switch to waypoint mode and you're moving? You just kind of stop. All right, that works. Let's put you over here on this track. Then once you're clear, this is, yeah, it's only 368 tons. It's a mostly empty terrain, so it should be all good. We need to tell him to go up to Barker's, which is this little spur right here. So we need that whole train to come past here, and then we're going to grab those, stick the other 4. Yeah, that'll work. So I need him to come up to about there, and we'll see how that goes. So it's about 3 miles. This other guy's out of his way, so it should be good. Now, before he gets out of the yard, I'm going to limit him to 15. I don't know that he'll have a track limit. Five stop for a switch lined against you? Really? Oh, because you're in the yard. Yeah, that's fine. That'll do, number 5. That'll do. You are officially tied down, sir. All right, folks, I need to get off here. It's going to be family time. We got some dinner time coming up. Appreciate y'all hanging out. If you're new here, I just do this as a hobby. Streams are kind of random. And I play a little bit of everything. Star Citizen, Arma, Railroader, Run 8, lots of different things. All my videos and live streams are organized by playlist. You can look through there and see if you find something you like. Have a great rest of your weekend if you got any left. And I'll catch y'all next time. What are you doing, train? Oh, you're taking that yard. Okay, you're taking that yard line. You carry on, sir. Later, folks.